Hi everybody, this is Dafan with LurBL. Live your best life. And today we have a 2019 BMW i8 Roadster. It's a really fancy looking car.
If you like motorsports and want to learn more about the racetrack experience, check out driveonthetrack.com.
BMW has never made something quite like this before. It's like the crowning achievement of BMW M Tech. Well, it's not really an M car, is it? There's a reason for that. It is the pinnacle of BMW technology. It's meant to be a halo car, BMW version of a supercar. It was priced just like it when it was new. It was $160,000 plus. It was well received. The coupe version was when it first came out in the mid 2010s. And this is a 2019 version, which is a Roadster. They only produced Roadster in the last couple of years. This car is a hybrid. It has two sets of motors. There's the gas motor in the back and the electric motor in the front that drives the front wheels. The gas motor in the back can drive the back wheels at cruising speed, produce a decent amount of horsepower, and also it can charge the battery up front. You can drive the car electric only practically about 20 or 30 miles, and then after which you will have to use the gas motor. There's a way for you to replenish the electric motor aside from plugging in by just driving it, by putting it into sport mode, and we'll show that in the car. Does it perform like a supercar? The answer is no, unfortunately. Out of all the cars I reviewed this year, this one has the least amount of horsepower, but that's not the only reason. It also, it's a GT Grand Touring car rather than a true sports car, and it drives like it. And in our drive portion, I'll explain more in detail why that is. In BMW standards, M stands for motorsports, and M3, M2, M4, even the higher M6, M8 cars, they're all more powerful, better handling than this car. It might not perform exotically, but it looks exotic. And the dihedral or the gull-wing doors, it opens up, everybody look at it like this is a really fancy car. Many times at gas stations or at local coffee shops, and people will ask me, they usually ask me two questions. How fast does it go and how much is it? I always say, not very fast. I've had this car for a long time. This car is not for high-speed driving. And as for how much it is, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately for you, it is not worth a whole lot. You can get a mint less than 10,000 mile example of a Roadster for maybe about $70,000 today. And you can probably get a coupe in the 50s. I think the Roadster looks better than the coupe, but some people like the coupe better. Some people say it's hard to get in and out because it's low and the way the door is. I don't think it's that bad. There is a little hump on the door sill. I kind of slide in and get into the seat. When you come out, you put your arm on the hump and then support you so you can slide right out. The interior is pretty well appointed. And there's some leathers with color stitching. There's some plastic surfaces and have a carbon fiber trim. All in all, I think it's I wouldn't say necessarily standard BMW fare, but it isn't super fancy either. I think for 2019, this was a big move. It's different because the standard road-going cars all look different than this. This is before the wrapped screen era, but it looks high-tech, even though with standard BMW touches. When I first got in the car, I felt like it's a spaceship. It sounded like a spaceship too. It has different sounds, especially when you drive it. It's not super overly luxurious. The seats are nice and plush, but it's not sporty. As a matter of fact, the seats are supportive and plush, but when you corner hard, it doesn't support you from side to side. The side bolsters are not up to snuff, I think. The interior, it's a nice touch with the LED lights. You can actually change the different colors to the iDrive menu. Good views out of the passenger and driver side. Windshield is not bad. A-pillars is a little bit thick, but it's workable. I don't think it's anything special. The back window is not plastic. It's glass. You can raise up and down. I actually keep it raised most of the time when I'm driving with the top off because it serves as a wind buffer. Nice feature instead of having to install a separate one. It's very comfortable and driving is very smooth, especially on electric only. On the sports, it doesn't lag, but it doesn't drive very fast. It doesn't punch you hard like some of the other cars. It doesn't have the same horsepower and same torque, but it's relatively reasonably quick. It's not going to be any supercars by any means, I think you'll be hard pressed to beat some of the M cars, except this car is four-wheel drive with the electric motor and the gas motor going, so it hook up pretty well and it get off the line pretty well. The electric motor's torque really does help. I am a little spoiled. This car combined is 369 horsepower, and that's actually the least horsepower in one of the cars that I regularly drive. What really does make up for it is how this car looks. If an uninformed person were to look at all the cars, they will probably choose this one as the fastest and the most expensive and the most super. So there's something to be said about that. Nowadays, if you really want to feel super exotic and want to spend only $75,000, there is not a better car to get than the i8. And it will give you good gas mileage all day long, and you will do it in comfort and style. Parting thought for this BMW i8 Roadster is that it is a fun car. It's actually a great daily driver, other than the fact it's only got 2 seats. If you really don't need to carry people, I think this will be a great everyday car for anyone. It's going to be reliable because it's a hybrid. It doesn't use a lot of gas. It looks amazing. It looks exotic. You're gonna get a lot of attention if you like that kind of thing. I do if people buy exotic cars. If you don't want a lot of attention, buy a black one, then nobody's gonna recognize. But it's all good. It generates a lot of conversation out of all the cars. I think the Ferrari and that I have, the Ferrari and this generate the most conversation. This probably even a little bit more because it really does look like a modern supercar. It's great in the winter times. It got 4-wheel drive. Again, great gas mileage. As a matter of fact, if you don't use the sport mode and you go 50 miles or less and do a mix of highway and city, you might be able to get 40 to 45 miles a gallon. It's a Prius with a exotic car body. Well, what can I say? There are less than 2,000 of these Roadsters produced altogether. I have the e-copper press car color and e-copper with the e-copper interior. I believe it's fairly rare. There are not too many of them. I've only ever seen one other one, actually no, 2 other ones around me all these years of driving around. Great car, an I car, not an M car, remember? So high technology, futuristic, timeless design, and exotic looking. The tech actually still worked really good. If you don't mind that it's a little bit low on power, which it is, for a sports car person, compared to many of the other cars, I mean, 370 horsepower still gets you 0 to 60 somewhere in the 4-second range, and it does it quietly and comfortably. So I don't think you have too many other competition in this class. If you want true exotics, something that look like this but drive a lot faster, get 0 to 60 in the 3s, and have 500 plus horsepower, you are still talking about a mid 100 to low 200s. And that's why I think BMW ultimately priced it wrong. I mean maybe the tech at the time required that much money and all the exotic materials on here because they use carbon fiber everywhere. But if this car was low hundreds or even high 90s, I think it would have done a lot better. But ultimately, maybe that's not the point for this car. BMW made a halo car and not too many people have it. The ones that do have it, I think all like it. This cannot be the only exotic car you have. I think once you drive this and you go try a faster exotic car, any exotic car, even the entry level, a Huracan, even the older Ferraris, or even a 570S, a McLaren, I think you'll be blown away by those car performance wise compared to this. This is not a performance car. It is a future tech. So if you think of this a sporty future car, maybe this is what the future will be like. If we all go all electric or hybrid, and you cannot have gas cars anymore, I would really enjoy driving this around. I would rather choose this than a all-electric sports car. I was just talking to somebody and their Tesla is going to run circles around this thing, but this looks better and feels better. I enjoy this car. I love this car. I use this pretty much as my daily if I have a daily. I switch around, but this is 4-season any day as long as I don't have to carry kids around. So I enjoy it. You would too. I hope you enjoy this review. Please like and subscribe, and I will try to get more interesting cars. I got like 10 more to do, but if you guys have any requests of a car, I will source it and then review it for you. Until next time, live your best life. LurBL.